Welcome to Test Kitchen Live. We're so happy to have you joining us here tonight. Happy April. Why don't you put in the chat where you guys are joining from? And why don't you let us know if this is your first Test Kitchen Live or maybe this is one of many. We just want to welcome you all and thank you for joining us. So last month in March is when we launched all of our new spring products. Again, I want you to put in the chat if you have some of our new spring products, what are you loving? And tonight we get to show you even more new products, older, existing, beloved products, all the things, because we're talking about spring celebrations. It is finally time to get out of hibernation and get together with friends and family for all those upcoming spring get-togethers that you may have planned or that you may want to plan after you see these recipes. So my name is Sandy. I lead the culinary team for Pampered Chef. I get to help develop all these exciting recipes to support the products. And I'm so excited to be with you guys tonight. We also have Abby on the chat. Hey, Abby.
Hi, Sandy. Yeah, I'm watching the chat per usual, so make sure to participate. If you're watching on Facebook Live, join us in Zoom because we pick our giveaway winners from the chat. And you want to register in Zoom because we'll have a discount code only for Zoom registrants later tonight. So sit back, relax. I have a few housekeeping things to share before we start. So we have a featured recipe flyer handout that is in your Zoom registration email. So check that out. It has the recipes and the products that we're showing today. We're also going to have, like I said, we're going to do giveaways, so participate in the chat. At the end of the show, we're going to do a Q&A. So throughout the show, put your questions in the Zoom Q&A. We'll answer them throughout, and then we'll have a few for Sandy at the end. And then also at the very end, we'll have a survey. So that survey will pop up on your screen. Please take it. We love to hear from you. We want to make these events better and better every week. And one person will be randomly selected from those who took the survey to win another spring product, another giveaway. So with that, one more thing, the chat. If the chat is blowing up on your phone, you can mute the chat notifications by clicking into the chat, clicking the arrow at the top and mute. So you can sit back, relax, and enjoy. Up to you, Sandy.
All right, let's get cooking. We are going to start with our mini asparagus tart recipe. Put in the chat if you've made this. So this is actually an upside down tart. If you're in more of the cooking world, upside down tarts had a little viral moment, I think, a couple months ago. Basically, you bake the tart upside down in the pan so that it gets crispy, toasty, and browned when you flip it over. So we're starting in the amazing brownie pan, which did get a new look. Which we launched in March to match some of our other bakeware, that beautiful blue that I think is just so like spring forward and gonna look so pretty on your spring tables. And I'm just spraying the wells with oil with our kitchen spritzer, which is a must have. So I just wanna go ahead and pump this guy about 10 or 15 times. I spray the other wells, showing you how it works. This is going to be so much better than your aerosol cooking sprays that you can just buy from the store, right? Because those sprays, first of all, you don't know within those additives, other things that you can't pronounce, but it also leaves a sticky residue on your bakeware or your cookware that's really, really hard to remove. I might know that from personal experience. Raise your hand if you have gotten yourself in trouble with that sticky residue. So that's why it's great to have this kitchen spritzer to go ahead and spray your pans without having worry about that. So we're going to start by mixing up our cream cheese mixture, which is going to go in our tarts. So I have 6 ounces of softened cream cheese, which this week I learned a new hack for softening cream cheese. Put in the chat what your hack is. But if you just heat up really hot water in a bowl and then put your brick of cream cheese in there, it takes like 5 or 10 minutes. I know my other coworkers in the kitchen, they'll put their cream cheese or their butter in their aprons and walk around for like 20 minutes and it helps to warm it up. So tell us your hack for warming up your cream cheese. How many times have you been in a recipe and you forget? Oh my gosh.
I know. And then I'm like, okay, well, I better go do a little laundry or something until it's, you know.
Try the hot water. It's gotta be one of my faves. So if you make this recipe, it actually calls for some ranch dip mix, but guess what? You can really use any seasoning. I'm using a tablespoon of our garlic rub, which I love. This has so much garlic flavor, just a tablespoon. But I think you could use, let's see, maybe our 3 onion rub, our bell pepper herb rub, our Greek rub, so many different options. You just want something kind of herby, honey sriracha might not work. I'm trying to think the ones that might not work that are a little too strong in flavor, but anything garlicky, herby would work great. So I'm just mixing this together. It's really simple in our small batter bowl. Again, make sure that cream cheese is nice and softened. I know people you can microwave it kind of in 10 or 15-second intervals to get it nice and softened too. Or you can just remember to leave it out for a little while, which is a safe bet. Okay, now I'm gonna grate some Parmesan. I have about an ounce of Parmesan cheese, grated some already. I love our double grater. So it's got the extra coarse grate on one side, right? It's kind of like, I think at the store they're called the farm stand shreds that are really thick and they melt really great and they're also good for snacking. And then it has this really nice fine grate that in this recipe works especially well because this is how you're going to get that toasty brown texture at the bottom or at the top when you flip your tarts out. If your Parmesan is a little too thick grated, it might burn in this recipe. So this is I love this guy. Go ahead and put my cheese in here. And I'll show you how this guy comes up apart too. Easy peasy. Oops. That's for snacking. Okay, easy enough. I'm just going to combine this guy. And we can start by you just put a little bit of Parmesan into each well at the bottom. So again, we're going to build these kind of upside down. And then when they're right side up, you get that toasty, roasty bottom.
I love that. Who doesn't love the like crispy cheese on pizza or, you know, a casserole?
Brown, caramelized. So I am not going to build every single one. You guys get the idea because we have so much to do today. Now we're going to take our puff pastry right here and just unroll one sheet of puff pastry. And then I'm going to top it with this cream cheese mixture. I use my small scoop to go ahead and transfer some of it over. The easy way to kind of get it evenly transferred. We have our scoops put in the chat. Of course, we've got our small scoop. We've got a medium scoop with a large scoop and an extra large scoop. Great for cookie season, all the baking. And I think they're great for appetizers like this too. So I'm going to use our icing spatula to go ahead and smooth this mixture just evenly over the puff pastry. Oh, I love how that garlic rub actually looks in there. Looks really pretty. You smell it over there yet? This garlic rub is so fragrant.
I think I've said it on Test Kitchen Live before. I love anything with cream cheese, but add garlic.
Add garlic.
Yum. Yum, yum.
And of course, this spatula is called the icing spatula because it's so great at smoothing out your icing on a cake. But look how great it works in something like this too. I think we've said before, it's like you're spackling something.
Eileen said she never knew she needed this until she has.
It's nice and long. Just does the trick. Okay, that's about even enough. So I have this pastry dough on our pastry mat, which is another kind of, I think, who was that? Eileen? You said Eileen said she?
Yeah.
Is that her name? Okay, Eileen,
Yeah.
I think I have another tool you probably can't live without. Is a pastry mat, right? Like when you're making pizzas, working with any kinds of dough or pastry, it's so easy. Just pop it right into the dishwasher when you're done. But the one thing about this mat is you don't want to use anything metal to cut on. So I have a silicone knife here that I'm going to use to cut on it. Let's see, I'm going to cut this into thirds lengthwise first. I have a little bit of flour sprinkled on the bottom. Looks good. Oh gosh, it's hard to be even when you're live. That's close enough, right? And then I'll cut it into fourths the other way to make 12. Cut it in half first. Do we have anybody in the chat who's made this recipe?
I didn't see anyone said that they made it, but the chat is just going so fast. It's hard to keep up.
Excited to make
Lots of
it.
fans of
Let's start
the
transferring.
products, the grater, the garlic,
The garlic. Okay,
the
so
brownie pan, obviously.
obviously, before we transfer the dough over, we're gonna take, we just have 12 ounces of asparagus that's cut up into pieces that sort of perfectly fit the well of the brownie pan, which is nice. And then you just place, depends on the thickness of your spears. I would say like, ooh, that one's a little too big. Probably about, let's see, 7, 8 little spears. I like to kind of mix up the stems with, and if it doesn't fit, it's okay. Just go ahead and trim it. Oh, but I can't cut on there. I almost did it. Just cut it to make it fit. How's that? Maybe one more. You can even put one the long ways. And then you just keep going. Asparagus really, I think, pairs nicely with the garlic and the cream cheese and the parm. And then at the end, I have a little surprise. You could sprinkle a little spicy hot honey over the top. So you've got that like savory, cheesy with the sweet and the spicy. I could put hot honey on, really.
Anything.
Yeah, anything.
And asparagus is so springy.
Yeah,
Perfect for
that's
this
true. It is. Kind of means it's springtime. Well, we're finally getting nice weather over here in the Chicago area after it snowed last week.
Today we have nice weather, but I saw someone in the chat say they had a tornado watch.
Oh no.
So stay safe out there,
Everybody's
guys.
okay. Okay. This is looking pretty good. There you go. Again, really depends on the thickness of your asparagus, but you kind of want to cover the bottom fully. Okay.
People are talking about the hot honey in the chat. If you don't like hot, that's fine. Just do honey.
Oh, you could just do honey, or you don't have to do either. Okay. Then you just take your dough, put it on top, and then you kind of tuck it. I do have a little tool for that. A little mini skinny scraper. And you just want to kind of tuck it down like this. So it fits. Doesn't have to be perfect. Stretch it. There we go. Good. Nice. And then you're gonna want to take a fork and just give it a pierce. But for your viewing pleasure, I'm gonna rinse my hands really quick because I made a mess.
So Marian's asking for a recap. What's in the pan? So it's Parmesan cheese on the bottom.
Finely grated parm. We want to spray it. Finely grated parm. Then your asparagus spears to cover. And then we just have our garlic cream cheese mixture over puff pastry. Yeah. And just layer those on top. Okay. And a fork.
It's right there.
I do without Abby. Okay, then you just want to pierce a few times, because if not, that puff pastry might just get a little too puffy.
Could you use crescent dough with this, or would you only use puff pastry?
Did test this with crescent dough, but I like the substantial, like the puff pastry was a little bit more.
Yeah,
a little more
but it would
dense.
work. But it's just different, slightly
Do it.
different taste.
I'd have to look back at my testing sheets, but I think that'd be an option, yeah. So this goes in at
350.
425. The next recipe is 450. Yeah. This is 425 for 20 to 25 minutes. But we don't have to wait. And after they come out, how pretty do these look? So toasty on the bottom. And then to get them out, I just invert them onto a pan. And then this is just a half a cup of honey with about a teaspoon or two of hot sauce in our silicone prep bowl. Such an easy way to do a quick drizzle. What do you think? Should I drizzle all of them? Is everybody
Leave
here
one
doing
up
test kitchen? On?
because
Okay.
I want you to pick one up and show the layers of that puff pastry. And I don't want you to get your hands too sticky.
Thank you so much. I want hot honey on mine. Let's see.
I love those bowls because it's so easy to. That just looks so good.
Yummy. I love the toastiness. All right, recipe 1. We are ready to move on. I'm gonna get set up for dessert, but we're gonna let Abby share some of her own little meals. with you.
So I know so many of you love the brownie pan, and I want to talk for a minute about the little sister, the brownie white pan, which we're not going to show today, but is just as great for brownies or any little desserts or little like taco cups or whatever you want to do. The brownie bite pan is on special this month when you host a party before April 15th. Host and submit before April 13th. And it's not too late to host a party. So if you are not already hosting this month, reach out to your consultant and get a party on the books. You can still submit it at the 15th and get a free brownie bite pan. And I also want to talk about discount tonight. So for all of you who may be watching on Facebook Live, again, join us here in Zoom because everyone who's here in Zoom registered will get an email after the show with a unique discount code for 15% off 8 products. So I'm going to tell you those first 4 products right now, and they are the small scoop, the garlic rub, kitchen spritzer, and the adjustable double grater. So you just saw Sandy use all 4 of those. They're all going to be 15% off tonight with a unique code that you'll get in your email. And I'll be back later in the show to share the other 4. Those codes are good until Thursday night. So definitely, again, if you're on Facebook Live, join us here in Zoom. You don't want to miss out.
All right, thanks, Abby. Okay, we are going to be making a sour cream coffee cake that's in the new tube cake pan. I want to know if you guys have made this recipe. It's so fun to make and even way more fun to eat. So great for Mother's Day, graduations, or just as a snack on a Tuesday night. So we are going to get started. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the pan after I get this recipe picked up. We're going to get started in the deluxe stand mixer by creaming our butter and sugar. So I have about a stick and a half of butter, and then I'm going to add a cup and a half of sugar. So this is a super important step in your baked goods like cakes, to get your sugar and butter perfectly creamed. You want to get that sugar fully absorbed and incorporated into the butter. And if you've struggled with getting the perfect cream butter and sugar, you won't struggle with the deluxe stand mixer because it has its own setting called cream that perfectly creams your butter and sugar. And I'm going to show you after it comes together sort of that light and fluffy, so light in color and really fluffy in texture once you get that perfectly creamed butter and sugar. So we're just going to go down to the cream of 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Get that going. So you even more exciting than watching the butter and cream. So I'll be keeping it back to Abby. Okay?
Yeah, can you give me a second because I forgot to pull up the wheel. I'm not going to be completely honest. I'm going to pull up the wheel.
We can start talking about the tube cake pan. Put in the chat if you guys have this tube cake pan. Amazing for angel food cakes, chiffon cakes, and of course for coffee cakes. This beautiful blue color. This is a 15 cup capacity, so we're making a big cake today. And of course, it's got this removable center. So this is going to make it so easy once we release our cake from the pan. But also, this tube holds on to heat, so it helps bake your cake really evenly. It conducts heat, with what I meant to say. So you get really fluffy, evenly baked cake. It also comes with this releasing tool, which is super cool to help you go ahead and release your cake from the side. And I'm going to use this to swirl my cinnamon mixture into the cake, which is my favorite part. Should we talk about the chicken?
Well, I have something to say about the toothpick can.
Yes.
That it's on sale this right? So we have a 15% off sale for everyone all April long, whether you're out at the event or not. So share it with your friends. And it's a lot of our cake pans and our tart pans. So if you were on last week's test kitchen live or home kitchen live, we had a numbers and letters cake pan, which is super fun. We have a secret center cake pan, our fruit cake pan. We have so many fun options. They're all 50% off all April. So definitely check that out. That is super exciting. Yes. This is still going. We're pretty close. That we created online. It's got the Pampered in the blender, which is so cool because Angel Food Cake only calls for egg whites, like a lot of them. I want to say there's a lot, 12 egg whites, and then you can use some of those yolks in the lemon curd. So it's such a cool way to kind of use up all the eggs in the recipe. Okay, take a look. So light and fluffy, perfectly creamy. Okay, so cool. So we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients. We have got about 3 1/4 cups of flour. Easy peas. We got 3 eggs. I always like to crack my eggs in a separate bowl before I put them in, just in case. Little shell. Okay. And I have 3/4 cup of milk. I didn't even talk about the magic of the sour cream, did I? Did I talk about the magic of the sour cream? I don't think that I did. So it's called the sour cream cake. Even though it's got tons of cinnamon, yummy goodness, because the sour cream, or I'm using Greek yogurt, which acts the same way as sour cream, is really going to give it that moist, tender, fluffy texture. It's kind of like a secret ingredient. Not everybody would think of sour cream in cakes. Maybe if you're a baker, you're super familiar with it, but the sour cream or the Greek yogurt really acts as a magical ingredient. Then we have got our tablespoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of salt in here. And then we're just gonna add a little bit of vanilla to 2 teaspoons of it. This is gonna go on the mix setting. The mix setting on our deluxe stand mixer is really great for cake batters, brownie batters, any type of cake mix, any of our cake mixes, even meatloaf, because it gives it a really great gentle mix. It's not going to over mix your ingredients. So we love the mix setting. This is going to go in the mix setting for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then I'm going to bring you over and show you my cinnamon mixture. Oh. It's loud. I'm going to shout. And I'm going to show you the filling. So this is the magical part. We've got a cup of sugar, a cup of brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of cinnamon, and a little bit of salt. And of course, we use our Caringi cinnamon, which this month only is a gift with purchase. You cannot get this cinnamon any other way on our website or through your consultant, only as a gift with purchase. So reach out to your consultant to find out how you can get your hands on this amazing, delicious cinnamon. Speaking of gifts, should we do our giveaway?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to spin the wheel, guys. Thanks for being patient. Okay, ready? So we have a bunch of new spring products on this. Oh my God. On this wheel. And our first winner today is Christy Puebla. So we're going to spin the wheel, Christy, to see what you get. Big money, big money. What's it gonna be? It's our wood cake stand, which we're featuring tonight. So exciting. So congratulations, Christy. We're gonna be reaching out to you after the show for your shipping information. We have 2 more winners to spin for. The next winner is Sheila Milligan. Congratulations. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And Sheila is getting the chocolate banana bread mix. Congratulations, Sheila. And last but not least, Tracy Folks, you are gonna get the third prize of the night, and that is the limoncello syrup.
Ooh.
Awesome. New products from our spring line, and we'll be reaching out to you guys after the show.
So exciting.
All right, we're gonna move this guy along because we want to see how the cake is made. Okay. So batter's looking pretty good. Probably gonna mix it just a little bit longer, but we're close. I'm not saying, but I'm saying this batter tastes pretty good. If you were a batter liquor of the batter, this would be pretty good. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this into the tube cake pan first. I have to say, I was practicing this recipe the other day and giving it to, you know, all my colleagues like I like to do. And then the next day, my friend came and said, "Who made that cinnamon coffee cake?" I said, "It was me." She said, "That was one of the best coffee cakes. That's better than my Aunt Sheila's from back in the day." Yeah. I think it's a combination of that amazing cinnamon, the deluxe stand mixer, and the tube cake pan. All right, that's about right. Okay, so then we want to take a cup and a half of this amazing cinnamon sugar mixture. Just mix in our 4-quart plastic mixing bowl. Look at all this. I wish you guys could smell. It's a lot. Told you guys it's a lot of cinnamon. Together.
Cindy, could you make this in the bun pan too? I know.
I would have to check with the yield, but I think you could. I think it would be okay. But this, again, this makes a lot of cake. It has a 15-cup capacity. So I'm not sure off the top of my head what the yield is with the bundt cake. I don't think it's as big. Or fluted cake, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Rana said her mouth is watering.
Rana, I wish you could smell this. We are gonna have a good post-test kitchen live snack time.
A spring celebration.
That's right, you
right?
know.
That's what our sale is called. That's what we're gonna do.
We deserve it.
Oh, it's sweet celebration. It's not spring, but still, all of the above.
All right, so now you take this releasing tool that comes with it and just give it a swirl.
Jane is impressed that you haven't licked your fingers yet.
Oh, well, Jane, you didn't see me when Abby was talking, did you? Definitely did. So you just want to get that all swirled in so you have cinnamon goodness at every bite. Okay. Then what you're going to do, how tempting is it? You guys caught me.
This is a professional situation, Sandy.
I'm in a precarious situation here, but I'm gonna do the right thing. Okay, so then with the rest of our mixture, we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of melted butter. This is gonna become our topping. And then a 1/2 cup of flour to give it a little structure, a little cake-like crummy topping, crummy in a good way. So I would say, Abby, if someone asks me if I could substitute the cinnamon in this recipe, I'm gonna say, no. If you don't like cinnamon,
This is not the recipe for you.
no. Try the angel food cake. That one's really delicious. All right. I'm gonna use this guy.
Oh, that's so smart.
I would maybe use my fingers at home, but to me, I don't know about you guys, put in the chat, this is the best part after it bakes out.
is that whole delicious crumb topping. Right, there we go. So this is our 350 oven for about 1 hour. You want to go ahead and let it cool for a good 20 to 30 minutes so it kind of firms up. I'll get her on our beautiful wood cake stand. Then we just have a really quick glaze. I'm going to make this in our 2-cup silicone pretzel. It's such an easy way to make a glaze. We are just going to add, so this is, I think, just a 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, 3 tablespoons of milk. I'm gonna go rogue with the vanilla just for now a little bit. With cake glaze, it's easy. Like, it's 3 ingredients to make a really nice topping for your cake. It just kind of takes it to the next level. What about you, Abby? Are you team glaze or team plain?
And I want to talk about the vanilla for a second. So a couple people are asking why we didn't use our vanilla.
Yeah.
Our vanilla is only available during the holidays, but it's actually in the outlet right now. So we weren't sure if it was still going to be available tonight, so we didn't want to, use it and make any promises.
To use that
But
vanilla.
get it now in the outlet. Outlet is while supplies last. So if you want to go get our vanilla,
That's a great color.
it's delicious. Double strength.
It's freaking amazing. I know, I feel so wrong not using our vanilla, I have to tell you guys, but we weren't sure if it would still be available. So I'm just gonna do a little drizzle here, and of course, so they silicone pretzels come in a 1 cup, 2 cup, and 3 cup set with lids. They go in the freezer and fridge and the microwave.
And Sandy, this one you don't cool upside down, right? You keep it right side up.
Right. Of course, if you want the glaze thicker, you just add a little bit more powdered sugar, a little less milk.
Here you go.
Okay.
Diane said, can you share, please?
We are gonna have a great night, like I said. Before I think about, well, I'm gonna keep admiring this cake, and I think you have one more thing to share, right?
So I told you guys there's gonna be 8 products on discount for 15% off tonight, right? With that code. So I already told you the first 4. The second 4 are silicone pretzel set, the mini measure all cup, the wood cake stand, and the 4-quart plastic mixing bowl. So those, in addition to the small scoop, the garlic rub, the kitchen spritzer, and the adjustable double grater. So we're so excited to be able to offer that discount tonight, 15% off. And that's in addition to, we have our 15% off sweet celebration sale. So that's for everyone. That's not a discount code. A bunch of our cake pans, check it out, ask your consultant for details.
Yay! Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Abby had mentioned in the beginning that a survey will come up prior to the show. We'd love for you to take that survey so we can continue to offer these great experiences for you. Also, speaking of great experiences, every Tuesday night, we have live events. Tune in Tuesday. You can check out the live events tab on pamperedchef.com. And of course, reach out to your Pampered Chef consultant on how to be a part of that. Also, right after this, on our Pampered Chef Facebook and Pampered Chef Canada Facebook pages, we have a quick opportunity event with some folks talking to you about what it's like to be a Pampered Chef consultant. Of course, the more the merrier. We'd love to have you around our Pampered Chef table. So if you have some time, please go over there on Facebook and check that out. I'm sure there are questions. We showed so much, right?
Yeah.
What do we got?
We actually don't have any questions right now, so put questions in, but I have some questions that I think we should talk about.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna cut a piece of
a
cake.
few people asked about the greasing the pan, the cake pan. Can you talk about that? Did you grease it?
No, you do not need to
Okay.
grease it. Well, for angel food cake, you definitely don't want to grease it. You don't want to introduce that fat into the angel food because it could deflate. For this cake, we have we taste and test our recipes multiple times. That beautiful nonstick you do not need to grease your pan. It comes
And
out.
since you're like using
The
the
releasing
releaser.
tool, yep, you release it everywhere, here. Oh, can I have another toothpick pan? Yeah, thanks. So you wanna release it. You wanna release it here, here. And then once you take out your cake, you wanna release that on the bottom too, and that'll help you get it right out. I did wanna show you, our new silicone knife that also you can use as an herb stripper too. This is a really great knife to slice lettuce. When you use a metal knife, sometimes it can kind of crush the lettuce, discolor it, but when you use this nice silicone knife and a sawing motion, it keeps your lettuce intact, and it's really great to slice a cake. So I don't. Oh, it's just, what else?
What size bowl is the mixer? You know, does it say it on there if we zoom in?
It's a great question. Put it on the outside. I really want to say 6 quarts, but I wonder if one of my consultant friends can help. I am not positive.
5.75, level 10 in the chat. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you so much.
And we have a question about the cutting board that you use. What cutting board did you use?
Cutting board. Oh, we got it over here. I think this one is just called our cutting board. Cutting mat.
I think it's cutting.
I think it's just the basic cutting
Medium,
board.
is it medium?
Mhm. This is not the big guy with the wells. This is a little smaller one.
Mhm.
I also love the bar board, the really tiny one.
I love the bar. You're
Love
just
it.
like cutting up an apple
An
or an
apple.
orange or something, or like some basil to put on something.
So easy to store. I do like how this guy also has measure markings, which is really nice.
Yeah, okay. The getting the cake out of the pan.
Yeah,
Can you talk about the option with this cake because of the crumble topping?
sure. Okay, so you're gonna bake the cake like this. You're gonna let it rest like this. Of course, for an angel food cake, I forgot to mention, you would let it rest upside down using the feet, which is a really great feature of this one. But for the coffee cake, you're gonna let it rest 20 to 30 minutes. You're gonna release, release, release. Release, 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 release. And then we recommend that you just invert it onto a plate first. And then take like your wood cake stand and invert it back. Of course, make sure you let it cool and use that releasing tool before you go ahead and try. Again, I may have tried. Well, it's so hard to wait till it cools down.
So speaking of so hard to wait, last question of the night, can we get a zoom in on the piece of cake that's coming? They want to see what it really
Oh, yeah, it really looks amazing. I don't get my crumbs. So good. So you see the little swirl in the middle. I cut a small piece because I didn't want to make you guys too jealous.
All right, well, we've got just a couple minutes before Discover PC.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoy your springtime and we'll see you soon.
Bye.